What's going on, guys? Levi here, and welcome back to the Troublemakers Guild. Today we're just going to be going over my battle belt setup. This thing is incredibly simple, very fast and easy to put on and take off, and for the concerned citizen, I think this one makes a lot of sense because there's a bunch of adjustment that you can do on the fly, which means no matter what you're wearing or the weather conditions, you can throw this on and be ready to fight. So without further delay, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So, to give you an idea what I mean by this being quick and easy to put on and take off, I'm just going to go and put it on for you. Done. That's it. This is a core belt. This is one of those ratcheting style belts where you put it on, ratchet, you'll hear the clicks, it'll lock into position, and then you're done. They have versions of this belt that are for firearms and some that are not. Obviously this is one made specifically for firearms. And I actually wear this belt every day as well. It makes a good EDC belt. But anywho, going on down the line, we'll just go, I guess, my right to left. Is that also your right to left? I think it is, yeah. Right here, Safariland holster. And this is one of the QLS systems. So let me show you. The appeal of the QLS is that on the fly, you can take off whatever gun and holster combo you're using and swap it out for another one. Oh, there we go. So just like that, I went from running my Glock 19 in the Safariland holster to running my Taurus TX22 and a Ragnarok SD holster. Of course, misses my suppressor, it's still in jail, but again, to show you, in a matter of seconds you can be swapping out to an entirely different firearm holster combo just like that. So really cool system there. I'm going to go ahead and put these down so I don't lose them and so they're not in the way. So I've got everything flipped around. Easier to do it and talk about the stuff this way than trying to, be all the way back there and showing you from a distance. So right behind my handgun, I have another little small pouch here. This is the HSGI pistol taco. What I will primarily do is probably just this, keep an extra magazine for the 22 in it. But say if I wanted to, if I were running my Glock instead of my 22, I could put another Glock mag or a flashlight or anything that's roughly yay sized, and it'll fit there perfectly. Behind that we have the Speeds Combat Systems tourniquet pouch, and not only does it hold a tourniquet, but it will also hold a set of shears. Voila! Very simple pouch, very inexpensive. I got this from, I believe, Amazon. Again, for not very much money. And the appeal to this is while it's on you, I can reach both of these, the tourniquet and the shears, one-handed. Now here we have the AR500 small of the back IFAK, and this is actually a really neat pack. I'm a big fan of it, but I didn't buy this because I like AR500. I bought this because Skinny Medic's channel, he actually did a discussion of this guy, and he sells this pack with all the components that you would need inside of it already. So I bought it directly from his website, which is Medical Gear Outfitters. And in my opinion, for the use of a battle belt, this is probably the best pouch that I've seen. And not only that, if you get it directly from Skinny Medic, this is also going to be the most in-depth first aid kit, or IFAK rather, that you can get regarding trauma. Like for example, one of the more popular ones is the Blue Force gear or Blue Alpha gear, whatever it is. It's just a little IFAK about this size, maybe a little bit smaller. And I always think to myself when I'm looking at that, that's pretty much a perfect size. It's quick and easy to get to. But a lot of the stuff that comes inside of that IFAK is just pointless to me. I'd rather have one a little bit larger, or perhaps one a little more well thought out, like this one, where you're going to have a chest seal, you're going to have combat gauze or Celox or whatever you prefer, compressed gauze, and a tourniquet, so on and so forth, instead of a bunch of stuff that I would probably never need that comes in the Blue Alpha gear or Blue Force gear one. The appeal to this specific IFAK here is that you can mount it up or down, meaning the tourniquet can be up or down. And when this tourniquet is on here, it is secured with some Velcro straps. You can grab this and rip it off. It'll tear through the Velcro, no problem. And that'll allow you to, again, pull out your tourniquet one-handed. But if you need the actual rest of the goodies, you can grab the strap here and rip it down. And there you go, all your stuff one-handed, ready for your usage. So included in here we have a thing of Celox. Now when I ordered this originally, it just came with compressed gauze, but I went ahead and added this later. So there's that. I threw my NPA and lube in here, gloves, Israeli bandage, chest seal, and I think that's pretty much it. Looks like we got another set of shears as well. And that is pretty much it. So shears, a chest seal, Israeli bandage, I threw an NPA and Celox in there. And then I took the compressed gauze that came in this guy and I reused it for something else. So for another IFAK, probably my girlfriend's if I remember correctly. But there you go, that's what that looks like. Super simple and easy, very effective, and very fast to deploy, even one-handed. Okay, right next to that, this one is the Blue Force gear dump pouch. What's appealing to this is how small of a package it is, and same deal, just like that, pull out a strand, and now you have a dump pouch that you can deploy one-handed. So this is a fairly large little section here, and we're thinking like, shit, it's a fan or whatever, or WROL, whatever the case may be. You're probably going to be out scavenging for stuff. That's the primary use for the dump pouch. But I have taken some training classes with a rifle where I had to reload, and I was unable to successfully get my mags back in the pouch in a timely manner, at least. So I went ahead and threw the mags in here, grabbed my new mag and loaded the gun that way. So dump pouches are actually very handy, but I don't think they're worth it if they take up a whole bunch of space. So again, the appeal to this Blue Force gear is that you're looking at like a 2" by 2" square, and that's it for the space that it takes up. And you can stow it back inside of the pouch very easily. It's just an elastic pouch. Just like that, it is away and not in my way. And I like that, so there you go. And then finally, just a couple mag pouches. So this is an HSGI double pistol taco here, and then an HSGI rifle taco for the AR. So if I loop this back around, say if I'm using my rifle on the sling and a reload, you have your first reload on the belt, and that's going to be the fastest spot you can have this guy compared to like a chest rig or a plate carrier where up here. Having it on the belt is incredibly fast in comparison. Same with the handgun. So you draw your handgun, shoot, got to reload. Having your mag pouches right here will allow for a pretty quick reload as well. And that is it. It's, like I said, incredibly simple. And there's people out there going to make the argument, oh, there's way too much stuff, or other people going to say, there's not enough stuff or whatever. But I found this to be just a really good setup overall, because it has everything I need for a battle belt, everything I think I need for a battle belt, which is ammo for both your rifle and your sidearm, first aid, and a way to carry your sidearm. In addition to that, I have a dump pouch, which is probably the only thing that is, in my opinion, not necessary on here, except for maybe the second tourniquet and second set of trauma shears. I could always take that off if I wanted to, but there's no such thing as too many tourniquets. So I kind of don't suspect that I will. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. So actually, before we finish up, I should probably talk about some of the downsides of this setup. And there are really two. One is nothing on this belt is necessarily secured and in theory can't move around on you. And that is going to bug the hell out of some people. I don't necessarily mind it, although would be better if it didn't do that. The reason that this is the case is because this is not a MOLLE belt system. So with those MOLLE belts, once everything is attached, it's attached via MOLLE, so they're not going anywhere. However, with this, it's just a normal plain old belt. So I have some of these pouches are specifically for MOLLE webbing and others are specifically for belts. And some, namely these HSGIs, can work on both. And there's always going to be a compromise there. So there's always going to be a little bit of movement in this situation. The other downside is that oftentimes if you don't have this thing cranked down a lot, you're going to have some wiggle room in the belt itself. So you just need to crank it down quite a bit. As a caveat to that, these belts are trimmed to size. So if you have a belt that is trimmed too short, then obviously you are not going to be able to wear this over certain clothing, or perhaps even at all. So that is another thing to keep in mind with the core belt. But again, the appeal is you can put it on and take it off in a matter of seconds. But yeah, anywho, that's actually it. Anything that I missed, I'll put up in little pink letters. If you've seen my channel, you've seen that before. And we'll go and take a look at some more footage here. So, as always, guys, remember, all gun laws are unconstitutional, but also remember to have a good rest of your day. And we will see you guys later. Bye.
Yun na.